Ma'am, I haven't worked here for 2 years, by user strange _syllabub _700. I left my Scottish hometown for Manchester almost 2 years ago but decided to revisit the tiny local bookshop over Christmas when seeing my parents, to catch up with my old pals. After a good chat, I wandered off to find a festive read. Out of the blue, this irked older woman taps me on the shoulder, demanding directions to the crime books. Politely, I guide her, emphasizing I don't work there anymore and she should ask at the counter. She scoffs, turns away, and I think that's that. At the counter, she marches over, telling us off for chatting, claiming I still work there. My coworkers apologize, clarifying I left years ago. She insists I'm lying, escalating into full-on fury, even dropping the "I know your boss" bomb. As if that's some massive flex, but it's a tiny town, and the boss is a local politician, hardly a brag. A bizarre encounter. Ma'am, I'm not part of the staff you're being rude to, by user 13. Not the most exciting story, but one that left me speechless at the audacity of some people. Last week, I went to a flower shop with my mom to buy some plants and supplies since I'm decorating my room and we're improving our garden. In this shop, most plants are outside in the sun and you can get a small container and put all plants you want to buy inside, then go inside the store to pay. All the plants have names and tags with the price, and this is one of the oldest flower shops in the city. It's also the cheapest, that's why we shop there. My mom had ran into an old friend when she went to pay for the plants she chose, and I knew she was going to take some time to go back to the car, so I decided to continue looking at the plants outside to buy more for my bedroom. I was dressed in casual clothes, just jeans and a black shirt, not at all similar to the yoga pants and white t-shirts with the name of the store all the staff was wearing. It's summer here. I was the only one outside and I was holding the container I was going to put the plants into to take inside, but I wanted to take my time to research each plant to know how to care for it before buying. I'm mentioning this because I want you to understand that I absolutely did not look like I worked there. Suddenly a woman approached and started looking at the tags in each plant. I didn't take a good look at her since I was focused on my phone while I searched how to care for dumb-cane plants, but she seemed to be older than 35 and younger than 50, I'm not good at guessing ages. I heard her say, "Is this the price for the desert rose? That's so expensive," but I didn't look at her because if she wasn't talking to me I didn't want to intrude, and if she was talking to me, I'm autistic and I don't understand small talk nor do I know how to do it, so I don't engage in it. She made a few other comments about the price of the plants but I just stopped listening to focus on my phone. A few minutes passed and I gave up on buying the dumb-cane plant because I would have to buy a big pot and support for it and I didn't have that money at the moment, so I move on to get some herbs that were missing in our garden when I heard, "How much is this?" Again I ignored it, mainly because I didn't work there, but there's no response for a few seconds. When I look back she's looking at me mildly annoyed while holding a plant. I say, "I don't know, I don't work here," and turn back around. I heard her say, "Oh, okay," and just stand there. I chose my herbs and went inside to pay while she was still outside holding the plant and looking around, as if waiting for something. That was when I realized that she was being rude talking about the price of the plants while thinking I worked there. The audacity! Thinking of this made me very annoyed but nothing that I could do there. After paying I went outside to put everything in the car and she had left without the plant. I work here, but not actually here, by user Mysemelenzana. As a student I worked at customer service in a Dutch department store. Staff entered at the second floor, where the clothes department was. This department was split up in several sub-departments, with a manager each. Customer service was at -1. On my way to my shift at the customer service I passed one of the managers of the clothes department. She ordered me to fold some clothes and I told her I didn't work at her department. She got mad and said in a rude manner, "That doesn't mean you can't help me out here." I responded I had my own job to do at the customer service and left her confused. That felt good, smiling face with open mouth and smiling eyes. English is not my first language, please excuse me for any mistakes. Table for Two, by user Sun Malone. Honestly, being mistaken for working somewhere has happened so much in my adulthood. This one takes the cake. I was standing in line waiting for a table at a Mexican restaurant. I am 50% native and of Spanish descent, when I hear "table for two." I look at them, and they are staring at me. I don't work here. I'm literally standing in line with you. I also have gotten stopped in Walmart in normal clothes several times by someone asking for direction while I'm shopping myself. Why does this happen to me? I am not a babysitter lady, by user Roman Skulls. I was at my friend's place, who is a babysitter but busy at that time. Some mothers and kids arrived, expecting my friend. I asked them to wait and started talking with the kids to pass the time. I was doing a research on ancient dogs. So the little kids always wanted me to teach them about ancient dogs. So I showed them this ancient Roman funeral poem for lapdog to them. Hey, race the poem. https://mgur.com/a/biz7j. So I started to read this and they loved it. It all went well until suddenly this topic of slavery was brought up. I didn't want to lie to them because you have to be realistic when it comes to history, so I told them about these marble tombs on which the poem was written, which were most likely made by slaves because in ancient Rome it was one of the common practices for slaves to engrave tombs. Then one of their moms started arguing with me that it was unnecessary to bring up the topic of slavery, I should be taking care of the kids. I told them that it's my friend who is the babysitter, not me, and I was just giving them information to pass the time. They started speaking harshly, took the kids, and went out without saying anything.